Good Dabr morning. This is Robert Dabr Clark. We're coming in and we're posing the question. You won the lottery last night, $1.6 billion. What's the first thing you're going to buy? We pose the question, you put the answer down below. Not only what is the first thing you'd buy, but why? Join me. Good morning, everybody. What's the first thing you would buy? Good morning, YouTube Nation. Don't forget to do your roll call this morning, guys. So you won the lottery last night, $1.6 billion. Okay. Did you take cash? Did you take annuity? And what's the first thing you're going to buy and why? And good morning. Your neighbor passed yesterday. First thing I would buy is my kid's college education, and then I would get stock. Nice. Ohio 3. And I would have taken cash because I'm that type of guy. I like that answer. I'm that type of guy too. I'm going to also go from managing a cricket to owning a few. Feel me? You feel me? So you'd buy a house. What kind of house? 6-bedroom? A little 2-bedroom cottage in the woods? Off the grid? Like, what would you get? We're posing the question. You won $1.6 billion. Did you take the cash? Did you take the annuity? Small house with a yard in town. Heck yeah. Larry says, I'd take the cash. Matt says he'd take the cash. I think Sherry would take the cash. Cash only, please. So far, everybody would take the cash. There's nobody that they would take the annuity. You know what I mean? Now, here's the funny thing about the annuity. You lose a big chunk to the annuity, right? But let's say you lost $400 million to the annuity, to going straight cash. Could you take the annuity and then go out and find a company to buy that annuity, and now you're able to make up that 200 million? So say you're like, hey, give me that extra 200 million that I'm getting robbed on the cash, and I'll do the annuity and sell you the annuity for that extra cash. I'd be talking to a broker before I even did no shit. I wouldn't wait till it's after over. So then he'd be like, well, you're stuck. I'm like, no, bitch, I ain't made no decision. I ain't made my decision yet. That's why we talking. Do you want that? You want to make that money or what? Yeah. But the only way I would take annuity is so you can sell that annuity, because there's companies out there that would love that steady cash flow. And so like they're buying dollars on cents on the dollar. You know what I'm saying? So instead of you getting 60 cents or 60 or 40 cents on the 55 cents on the dollar, let's say, you would say I'll take 100% on the dollar, but then sell that contract to someone else for 80% on the dollar. And they're still pulling that 20% on the dollar. as an investment, and it's guaranteed. You see what I'm saying? So you're still getting that cash. Right. Yeah, but think about it this way. If you're if you did the annuity first and you're locked into annuity, then now you're fucked because now you're going to a pawn shop for that money. But if you ain't signed no deals yet and you're saying, "Hey, I'm bidding this out to who's the big pockets that want to buy this," and if no one steps up, fuck it, take the cash, right? At least you're guaranteed that. Try to set up a scenario where you'd get fucked. But I'm thinking that if you had $1.6 billion in assets and valuation, that you might be able to sell that for a little less. What up, Jay? But you better get that shit done before you make any deals. When they know that you know that and they know it's worth this amount of millions of dollars, somebody will bite. Somebody will bite. In my little house with my animals. Hell yeah. You're like, I'm rich and I don't have to deal with your shit, your little fucking cat. I will have you declawed. Thought I'd make the swap over to YouTube. Love the platform, right? Right? But that kind of money would really make a difference, right? Man, I love that there's no delay for me. I mean, there is, but it ain't like fucking fate. It ain't like fuck book. Hold on, just plugging my phone in. Yeah, it ain't like fuck book, you know. All right, I love you. Drive safe. Yeah, it ain't like fuck off book, motherfuckers. Aw, ear infection. You have to trick her to come to you. Yeah, my dog didn't like getting shit put in his ear either. But the difference between my dog and your dog, my dog was 100 pounds in a pit bull. He could push back. Bella, you could lay on top of Bella and Bella can't go nowhere but growl and get mad. Try to bite. I imagine he has teeth too, but still. Put a piece of wood in front of him, you can't bite that. No, I'm just kidding. She runs fast. Yes, you got to catch her slipping. There you go. She's like a fucking trying to catch a chicken in a yard. Yep, bro. You replied to that shit fast. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's like 2 seconds, 3 seconds. Here, we'll do a delay test. Okay, when I say Peter, you type Paul. Peter. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004. Maybe because you guys weren't ready. You know what I mean? So 4 seconds in this scenario. Good morning, Becky. Good morning. Good morning. Did they end up with some tickets or something? Everyone, don't forget the roll call this morning. Shout out from Australia. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, high-end clothing. Have you heard of printful.com? Printful. Look it up when you get a chance if you haven't. Printful.com. Printful. We're twisting up something right now. One finger blunts. One finger blunts. Yeah, if you haven't heard of them, check it out. They'll produce the merchandise for you. They'll package the merchandise for you. One L. You have two L's there. Sorry about my dinger. They'll print the merchandise. They'll package and brand your merchandise. They'll mail your merchandise out for you. And you take and they'll do one shirt. You don't have to wait till you've gotten 15 orders or your promotion of 60. No, they'll do one fucking hat, one shirt, one item, and it's fucking reasonable markup, but there's still profitability in it for you, and they do fulfillment. I've thought about using them just so I can focus on some other shit, but yep, they'll do one item. You can fucking make one item. And they do a lot. They do mugs and rugs and pillows. Well, it's a little less freeing up time. It's like this, honestly. Like, do you want to spend a bunch of money buying a bunch of equipment and hope you get the customers to fulfill that? Or do you want to start getting the customers and get someone else to do the fulfillment, and that way you're not eating up all this cost on equipment trying to get off the ground, when you can take that same money that you were going to spend on any equipment and now spend that on marketing, get a client base. Now you're getting this many amount of sales every month, and now it justifies buying this equipment, and now your profits are that much on that same amount of customers, because now your fulfillment is yourself. Otherwise, you end up buying equipment in the hopefulness of getting a business off the ground, and if it doesn't get off the ground, you have a bunch of money wasted in equipment that you now have to liquidate if it doesn't work out. Whereas the other way, you build your customer base, and then from there, grab your equipment. You now do the fulfillment at a fraction of the cost without changing a thing to the end customer. But now it makes sense. And I wish I would have done it, but they didn't have Printful available for me when I started. That allows you to focus on marketing and online campaigns and doing other shit. There you go, a little business talk from the clothing people. Much love and respect, Phil. You feel me? But if you already got the equipment, then fucking what are you gonna do, right? Good morning, everybody. No, you haven't. Well, check them out. Check Printful out, man. They're certainly dope, bro. Yes. Danny, good morning. Danny Hansen, good morning. I wish the camera was turned around so you guys can see that. All right, so let's take this back to an old time effect here. So, today's document is brought to you by Dabr from back in the day. Dabr started in 2013. It was a phenomenon at the time. Dabs had came to the city of Arizona. Now I know you say Arizona's not a city, and I just was seeing who was paying attention. Of course it isn't. it came to the city of the U.S. city of Phoenix, Arizona. In 2010, Dabs did, and well, the phenomenon had swept the nation ever since. And now you know the rest of the story. That's dope. Josh, how's the day? How's the roll call going? And everyone participating in the. All right. Well, guess what? My YouTube crashed because I got a text message from the dispensary. So my YouTube crashed. My Going Live app. Two came back. I'm able to take a crash and come back. Good. I've got it in. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Thank you for getting Keith back. Oh my goodness, this coffee's good. This coffee's good. Always, bro. This coffee's good this morning. So, 1.6. What would you do with that money? If you got that 1.6 million dollars today, you're the winner of the Mega Millions. Okay? You took the cash. What's the first thing you're buying? A pound of weed? Your mom a new car? A house? You buying the company you always wanted to start? You're getting into the business legally. You're moving next door to the Soros brothers. Like, what are you choosing? What are you doing? What's the first thing you're doing with your cash? A pound of weed. He's like, more like a field. Ain't gonna last so long. $1 billion. He's like, Josh is like, I'm a big spender fool. The cash on that was like $900 million. The cash on that. You know what I'm saying? The cash on that. Man. What would I do? The first thing I would do is I would buy me a house just in case everything fell apart. The first thing I would do. The second thing I would do is I'd find me a way to hide $2 million somewhere in this world, or assets valuing $2 million easily. I would try to find a way to hide $2 million in the world. That would be my backup money, because I think you could pretty much fucking live a humble life with $2 million somewhere if you had to, right? Those are the first thing I'd do. I'd buy a house and stuff $2 million somewhere. Then the rest, it's time to go to work. I'd build me a company, hide it in your mattress. I think that's been done before. I like to sleep comfy. I can't put a pea under my mattress. Yeah. So the other thing is, I would try to get me an accountant, a team of accountants. I'd let them know that you're going to be my accountant for 2 years. And if you do a great job, I don't find any discrepancies, any issues with yours. You have a possibility of earning a bonus as well as becoming my accountant again in rotation. So, what I'm going to do is at the end of your 2 year run, I having another accountant firm managing it for the next 2 years. That accountant firm will be checking through what you did for the last 2 years. If they find any discrepancies, um, then they get a bonus. And you guys are outed on any future stuff. And if there's anything criminal there, we will prosecute because a lot of laundering and money handling comes through an accounting department because they know the beans better than anybody. So, so then that would be the cycle. So you got a new accountant, guys. Go at it. If you can find any discrepancies, there's a fucking huge There's a huge bonus in it for you. Back and packed. So I would set with big money like that. I would set some accountants in rotation. You know, so that's one thing, and then that way, and say make a move. Yeah, I would want an accountant because honestly, even an accountant will keep you in check. Like, hey, are you overspending? Is this like da 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 da? And they'll tell you when it's a tax liability and it's a tax benefit and yada yada yada. So when you got big money like that, as much as we'd like to just sit behind it and have a gun in front of it, it's kind of smart to get an accounting, and then to also you have enough money to hire a not money management, a money advisory team, which is kind of like a think, but for your money. And of course, you have the NSA to tell them to go fuck themselves, or that's a brilliant idea, you know. And and you put checks and balances in place, so that way, even if you make a bad decision, I'm making it rain money, fool. So if you put checks and balances in place, that's going to help. You know what I mean? Increase your abilities to make that retarded money keep being retarded. That shit made me laugh. I had to throw full at the end of it. That shit sounded perfect. Tell me it didn't, Jay, right? That shit sounded epic. I had to throw that in there, fool. I make it rain money, fool. It was good, huh? Hey, not all the humor on my show comes from me. Some of it comes from you. Y'all. Y'all be coming up with some funny shit, man, that has me on my sides with it. I'll make it rain, fool. When you said that, I just totally imagine you pulling out one of those fucking money guns that they have at parties and shit and at contests. And I just saw you pulling it up and just making it rain. You're like, and there was a bunch of stripper poles and motherfucking people yelling your name, Josh, and you getting robbed and shot later. Yeah, it was quite the vision. It's horrible, but yet good at the same time. It's like a sweet and sour chicken or pork, depending if it's breaded or not. Oh, shit. Got me laughing at my own shit. That'd make a good film, huh? Right? Somebody in crowd's like, that fool's making it rain. Yeah, yeah, for sure it's going down like that. Next thing you know, the end of the story is fucking, yep. They followed him out back. Josh pulled the gun and said, I said it ain't going down like that. Boom, boom, boom. Then he pulls out the money gun and rains it on him. Yeah, come on, bitches. I'm the billionaire. It's in the limo, dips. The guy gets one shot off on the ground. Pink at the limo. It's bulletproof. Josh is like, hits the highway, just sticks the gun out the window, just starts popping off, and hundreds are flying out the window. Cars are wrecking, trying to get it. He's like, this is chaos, bitch. I make it rain. Wall Street don't got nothing on this shit. Popping off 50s, right? I'm like, damn, you pulling out the low ammo. He goes, yeah, I got ones in here. I got ones. I got stacks of ones. I got clips of ones, fool. Clap. Shit. Don't let me use my 50 cal. Nice thing about my gun is I can put a 1, a 50, a 20, a 100, all in the same clip. That's funny. Can you imagine causing some chaos going downtown or going to a fucking highway and throwing $1 million in $1 bills off of the way fucking onto oncoming traffic? Just money's just falling from the fucking sky that you've thrown over the bridge. Is there any, would you get a littering fee for that? Would you get fined for littering? Huh? Would you get some social injustice? He's like, I got 970 to this bit. Probably would get a fine. Yeah, right. You care. You call the cops there to be ready to write the ticket. You have the magistrate there to be able to collect the fine. You're like, all right, let's get this bitch going. And y'all have a good attitude. I'll tip you too. Throw some of the money at the cops, right? Like, what would what would $900 million in cash buy you, you know? It's a highway. Hey, the dope part about Josh is making it rain is Josh would do that. I can totally see him doing that, right? Throw the money over, the fucking, everyone's freaking out. Cops are there ready to take the fucking fine. Josh says, oh yeah, one more thing. And then he turns around and just runs. And they're like, what the fuck? And he's running, comes down the bridge, and right across the bridge is an empty field. And they're like, what the fuck? And just by the time he hit the field, a helicopter came in. He jumped in the helicopter. I was like, so he can go do it at another bridge. This motherfucker's on a roll. I'm so down. He picked a bridge where there was an empty parking lot. So the cops didn't even get paid. He just dipped on their ass. He could have paid him. But now he's like, what's the fun in that? Hey, what would you take that helicopter and take a fucking million joints and drive over town and like release like fucking 100 joints at a time, like you're crop dusting? Fucking, you go over the beach and you find some unexpected couple on the beach and you just dump them all on them. All these joints just fall on them. They're like, what the fuck? Have a good day, high end. Drop it. Hey, they dropped joints over at a Freedom Rally Fest in Massachusetts I was at. That shit was dope. Like, literally, joints fell from the sky. Not a lot of them, but it was enough that I got one. It was a bunch of trim like shit. It wasn't even no fire, but it was still the principle. They fucking flew a helicopter over the motherfucking city's park and dropped joints on the crowd. I thought that was the dopest thing I'd ever been part of, and that was in 1994. Right? Fuck, a quarter pound flies from fucking a quarter pound piece of steel would fucking uh I would say a fucking damn near a bullet from 2,000 feet, a size of a steel of a bullet, like an ounce wrapped up. But it was kind of, it's, I don't know, would an ounce hit you and knock you out? What if it was a quarter pound? You think a quarter pound would bitch slap your ass into a coma? Maybe a brain tumor? A half a pound break a neck? A pound crush some bones? Yeah. Like, wow, there's a sack. Bitch slap shoot. Hey, one time I went to a Circle K. Sorry about that. One time I went to Circle K and I had a thirst buster like this filled with ice and a drink I didn't like. So I just threw it up as high as I could. So when it come down, it would just plow on the ground and blow up, right? So I threw that fucking thing high and I didn't even look. I just kept walking. And for it to come down, and all of a sudden it come down all right. Boom, right on my head. It felt like somebody hit me in the head with a rock. I was like, hey, I kind of did the old stumble thing. uh, and then it didn't even bust open when it hit the ground off of my head. That shit, it didn't even break on my head. It just hit me in the head like a rock. Kunk. I was like, fuck. Oh, yeah. I thought somebody clubbed me from behind for a second there. I forgot about that ice that was falling from the sky. Oh my God, that shit was fucking, that shit was epic. And I think it didn't break because it went down like a shock absorber a little bit. So I absorbed some of the impact. So this is a hump day, bump day. So it's funny. There was a news reporter walked up to a guy while he was filling out the lottery tickets and says, "Sir, if you win the lottery, what are you going to do?" And he says, "I'm going to buy a bunch of coke and hookers." She was like, "Okay, thank you." Like, she didn't know what the fuck to say as a news reporter. She was not expecting the coke and hookers. OMG. She was like, uh, this motherfucker said coke and hookers. Yep. He says, I ain't fucking around. It's party time. Speaking of, you got to share. You're not getting. Hey, you hear about that one dude? He was like in Texas or whatever and won like a couple $100 million, like $200 million or whatever. I don't know the exact amount, but he won a huge amount. And since then, like 7 people have OD'd at his house. Okay. His truck was broken into and they stole 2 out of the 4 grocery bags, brown paper grocery bags, filled of cash. And they were reported to have gotten away with $1 million between the 2 bags. So, like, they didn't even take all 4 bags that were right there. They took 2 of the bags. Someone broke into his truck and stole $1 million in cash. And all those people have OD'd around him. Like, money will make you reckless if you don't have someone to keep you in check. People have been murdered. Like, this one dude will hit the lottery. This one dude hit the lottery, and some chick came into his life, and next thing you know, she ended up murking his ass for his money. Yeah, crazy things happen when you hit the lottery. So I would definitely have to put a team together. Yep, it's going to cost you some of that money, but who the fuck cares? If you don't do that, it's going to cost you a lot more than some of that money. You know, you motherfucker running around here feeling like Brewster's Millions and shit. They say money's the root of all evil, and honestly, the root of all evil is bad decisions. If you want to be if you want to be honest, money gives power. Money gives the ability to have power, and power unchecked or power not properly controlled is evil. And so, and people with power happen to have money, and people without power without money happen to want to say, oh, these people in power are evil because of money. And so I don't want to say money is the root of all evil, because that means if you ever get any money, now you're evil too. No, I don't want to say that. Money is a tool, no different than a hammer or a chisel or a shotgun or any of that. Now, whether those tools are used properly or improperly is the way the user makes use of it. And so on that aspect, that's how I view it. Now, again, this is talking from someone that doesn't have $900 million. So let me get there and I'll tell you if it is or not. I'll try not to let it absorb me. But who knows if it's easier said than done. So, and who knows if there's not a force up there that says, listen, you play ball or we fucking make you disappear, buddy. And if that's the case, fuck it, man. I'm like, look, I'll let you have all the money. Just let me have a good life. I'll leave y'all the fuck alone. I'll move on. Y'all can have it all. Don't threaten me like that, because then you'll get somebody that'll push back, especially if I got money. So I don't even want the beef. I'll let you have it. That's how they would see. They'd end up taking my industry, the mob or whoever, right? Because fuck, man, you come in and they ruin your business. They might as well kill you, which is probably what would end up happening to somebody that's stubborn and bullheaded like myself. So that's why I try to keep a low ground. You know what I mean? Low center of gravity. Know your limitations. But that's what I would do. That's what I would do with that money. Everybody's halfway tuned in and halfway tuned out today, I noticed. We had 10 people come in. I wonder who's all still here. Who's all still here? Sound off. Would you? I live on the edge and make it rain. Josh still here. Chad's still here. We're getting another one twisted up here. I like a trifecta, a quadfecta before getting started. Keith's here. Good morning, Keith. Yeah. Hey, when I ask you guys to sound off, do me a favor. Sound off with the roll call so that way it helps remind me where your numbers are too. Good morning, Keith. Right back at you, Mr. Slim Man, Slim Jim, Slim Pickens. So, hey, how much exercise have you done, Keith? Physical exercise. Thank you, guys. PA1 in the house. One in the house. Just pushing my wheelchair. So basically, no extra exercise, right? Now, now tell people like I need to set up a testimonial group, but tell people tell them like what do I want you to tell them? Would you vouch for me that I have literally the world's cheapest, healthiest diet with no exercise? The world's cheapest, healthiest diet with no exercise. No Jenny Craig to sign up with, you know, no buying my nutrient supplement packs. None of that stuff. Yep. I got the cheapest, healthiest, easiest diet in existence. Fuck Jenny Craig, just dabber it, right? Shit, I'm living proof. Some of y'all have seen my past pictures and you're like, damn, that was you? How many of you guys have seen my past pictures, how big I was? Have any of you guys? I think Josh has. Larry has, yeah. I think Keith has. Yeah. If not, check it out on my timeline on Facebook. I was a big boy. Yes, I've seen your pics, right? I wonder if I could get a hold enough of my older big boy pics that I can have a computer guy recreate it and allow me to wear it as a skin. So I could literally like click one button and you guys see me talk to me as my big old boy, right? Or click another button and you see me with my weight loss, like, yo, this is what Dabr system do. Like when I'm big, this is how I was before. Yo, this is how my system does you. It'll make you feel really fucking good. And the drugs that you take would just be no normal than the other drugs that sometimes are found in your body through normal excursions. So don't worry. This has nothing to do with nothing. You know what I mean? I was a big boy at one time, and I found my way to super extra energy. They'll be like, no, I'm not fucking with his diet. My secret is just having healthy intake. You know, low get your carbs down to around 20%, and try to eliminate all sugar as much as you can. So that's pretty much the secret to that shit. Pop out Friday. Yeah, they'd be like, he's doing meth for sure. He's a meth man. That shit's funny. Look at his meth pipe. How to change your pic. You have to go to your Gmail or your Google account. Like if you go to like a computer or even a cell phone and go to your Gmail or your Google account, that in the settings of your account, that's where that picture is. In your Gmail, your Google. All you have to do is type in on a Google browser, how do I change my picture on my Gmail account? How do I change my picture on my Gmail account? And they'll show you. They'll walk you through. No wonder. Ho ho ho. Or Keith, if you don't want to change if you don't want to change your picture because you set that picture up for your Gmail, what you can do is you can create another Gmail account, and then you can name that whatever you want, put whatever picture you want for that, and then use that to be logged into the YouTube. And then that way you're not giving you still have this Gmail for all your family and all the other business you do, and then you still have that Gmail for all your social media and all your extra shit. Or as an extra one. Like we ended up having to do that for the wife. These are all options. Right? Laugh out loud, meth man. Or you could just change the picture to a fucking neutral picture, like a picture of a tree in the forest. And we all know what trees mean, and yet the squares won't understand. Put a big old piney up in there or something. You know what I mean? You can do some shit like that. A photo neutral. A photo surreal neutral. Be back, y'all. Absolutely, absolutely. We only got 2 people that liked the video today, huh? Nobody. Come on. I got to do something fancy to make you like it. Hippity hoo ha, hippity day. Maybe I can get a like right away. We got 7 up in this motherfucking bitch. Back out, click like, and that's the shit. So yesterday's video, I got tagged for copyright. That shit was bullshit. Yeah, I got tagged for copyright on my motherfucking morning. My motherfucking morning show. Of all shows. Oh. Maybe my title turned people off. They're like, I don't want to talk about some money I didn't win. It's little you, don't. But if you. Yes, I put that little character down there. My little Dabr dude. Yes. No, but start looking for compassion clubs, Keith. Because oftentimes when you have your card in a market where the dispensaries aren't open, compassion clubs exist. And that's patients taking care of patients. That's dope, right, Josh? Little Dabber dude right there. Like, bam. He's like right there. Cool, cool, cool. So I got me a little coffee pot this morning. My Keurig pot, a nice refill, fill up. Cheers. Looks like warm milk, huh? The hell yeah. I got no sugar. I got some Folgers in my cup. Yeah, I'm doing the no sugar life, so I'm heavy creaming it to compensate. Kind of like buying a big car because I got a junior, or having a big gun because I got a junior. I'm compensating. The best part of waking up is wake and bake. Oh yeah. So my labels should be on their way. I got an email that they're on their way, so they should make it here before my bottles do. But my bottles should be coming here too. They said they're on their way, but the bottles are going to take a little longer. Excusez-moi. Excusez-moi. Did we get a text? Oh, yeah, from the dispensary. Bottle throttle. That shit got, man, that shit got cool. I need to heat it up. That little thermos down there don't really keep it warm like it should, man. I need something that'll keep it really hot. Like this bitch actually keeps shit hot. Hey, this thing will keep it hot for almost 8 hours and cold for almost 24. This is a badass little thermos right here. Non-spill, nothing like that. Can you guys guess how much this thing it retails for? Can you guys take a guess? Can we take a guess on its retail value? Josh says 7. Throw the torch on it. Keith says $19.99. That's it. 2 guesses. All right. Here's the answer. It was $15 plus tax. $15 plus tax. So if I got these and got the Dabr name put on them, so I have to pay extra to have the name put on them, plus everything. Would you guys be interested in these with the Dabr on it at $20 plus shipping, obviously? Would that be something you'd be interested in? I bought this at the store, retail, at the grocery store for $15. Are you guys are like, thermoses really ain't my thing? I wouldn't say. Keith's like, yeah, sure would. Okay. Larry's like, sure. Okay. I was thinking about Josh is like always. Okay, so it's not out of the realm. Would you guys pay 29 for this? Which is basically like $30. Or no, that's pushing it. No, Larry says no. No. Okay, what if it came filled with weed? What if it everyone starts typing yes. That's funny how it sways real quick, huh? That shit's funny. Hell yeah, I would too, right? That shit was filled with weed. Fuck. I'm like, can I take 10 of them? He says six. I'm like, can I take 10 of them? How do you sell it in a pack? Like a box of them? What's a case cost? My friends are looking for thermoses. Man, I wish I was that couple that bought fucking motherfucking bought containers off of eBay and it showed up at my house filled with weed. I would have been like, I got weed and a container? Sue, remember we used to get high in high school? I wouldn't, the cops wouldn't have found out about that unless it was a sting operation. You know what I mean? Like, fuck, who's giving that up? But yeah, that couple gave it up. They're like, called the cops. They're like, somebody sent us weed on Amazon. I'd be like, am I dreaming? Right? The first thing I would do if that shit came in like that, the first thing I would do is reseal that bitch back up, tape that bitch closed, okay, and then call a homie I know, put him on it, tell him to come get this, and park it and then I'd park it, and then I'd sit around and wait for what's happening, and that shit would go into park mode for a minute, and then when I felt like the coast was clear with it, fuck it, I'd cut that bitch open. It'd be celebratory city. Uh, I'd be like, shit, I'm on my way, bro. Right? Josh, come get this shit. Hold it up. Hold it down for me. I'd call the homie in and be like, hold it down, would you? And the taping it is so that way I know if he got into it, like if the seal's broken, because I'd take pictures of it and I'd let him know I got pictures. Don't fuck with the seal, and I'll take care of you. They put like four kids in a room in front of a cake, and they told him, "Do not touch the cake, and when I get back, you'll have a surprise." And they left him in the room for 15 minutes. They said they were only going to be in there for a couple minutes, but they left him in there for 15 minutes. Three out of the four kids in there ate the cake. Not the whole cake, but a finger fucked it or did something, tasted it, knew what the fuck it was there. Three out of the four. Right? Well, honestly, the fact that I got it for free, I would have to take that chance with whoever I sent it with, right? But if they fucked with it, then they would have a debt over their head, like you owe. And then if they really disappeared, then I guess I got fucked. But I didn't have anything invested in it, and and I paid the price of a free gift to find out who was real in my life. You know what I mean? So I would be willing to take that loss, I guess. If a motherfucker's willing to steal it, I'd be willing to take that loss to find out who's real and who's not. Because you want to find out who's real when you're under the gun, world's post-apocalypto or something. Fuck that. I want to know who my riders are right away, vice versa. You know what I mean? You beget what you begot and what you give. Uh, with me on doing these lives, it's hard to be a million places at the same time. And I've lost some viewers because they felt like I didn't come and hang out on their lives or hit them on their timeline. Shit, if it comes up in my timeline and I happen to see it, a lot of shit comes up in my timeline, but shit, I don't be stuck on Facebook, you know? And I be missing a lot. There was a time when my notifications were 100 plus every 15 minutes. So I can go in there and clear it. And within 15 minutes, I'd be back at 100 plus. It was rough. And so when it starts getting retarded like that, you can't comment. You can't react to every single one. So eventually start tuning the fuck out. And that's what I did. And people tune out too when they feel like you tuned out on them. So whatever. But shit, ask anybody that tries to keep up with those notifications. That shit's treacherous at times. That's why I really appreciate Josh holding down WeDab Live. Otherwise, that shit would probably just die over there right now. That bitch would like just be dying over there. There was a time, man, you could do a lot to get a bunch of friends on Facebook, like yourself in the cannabis community, and that shit was crazy. I wonder how many total cannabis users are there. Like somebody told me they have 8 million cannabis users amongst like like uh, like 5 pages and 8 groups or something like that. And and I wonder out of those 8 million, how many of those people are duplicate, like are in several groups, are in several of the pages that those numbers are being tallied from. You know what I mean? So if that's the case, Danny, good morning. If that's the case, how many cannabis users are actively social? We know there's a lot more cannabis users out there because they say 60% are in favor, but what do they say? 15% are active users? Does anyone know that number? If so, put it in the comments down below. I'll try to check them out and read them later if you're catching this video after the fact. But yeah, I'd be curious to know about that. You think I'm right? Huh. So, so that means the audience, but if just because you're not a cannabis user doesn't mean that you're not cannabis friendly, that you wouldn't enjoy watching someone else get high and do some silly, stupid shit. Right? See, that's what I'm talking about. I'm looking for an illustrator, somebody that's good at doing illustration and animation. So if anyone that knows someone like that, have them hit me up. Shit, you always got to be good and funny at what you do. In the end, that's the goal. Sometimes people, suck in the beginning and they have to take their bruises and until they figure it out, and I think that as long as you put your best foot forward, at the end of the day, even if it doesn't work out, all you can say is you tried your best, I think. So I think it's a mentality and effort thing, you know what I mean? But you can have a good attitude and best effort and have some not know how and the whole building comes down, right? And then you look like an ass. So, right? Hell, just be you and be real. Try your best, right? At the end of the day, we're all fucking humans. So, in my opinion, if you did some shit and it caused the whole building to come down, they didn't have a proper check and balance system. Larry, one love, man. Talk to you later. Have a blessed day. All right. Well, guys, we're at. Hello. Sorry about that. My shit crashed again. So, as I was trying to say, one love. I'm going to go live on Facebook and finish this blunt. I did an hour show right here, guys. Thank you for chilling with me. Let's go over there and chill on Facebook for a minute, and then I got to get to work. You guys still with me? One love, bro.